think we're good. So, well, one, thank you for coming. You wanted to start one of these, and you said you wanted to start comedy when?
So, a podcast.
Podcast,
We're
okay.
talking about podcast. Yeah, so in May, I actually started doing a podcast.
Okay.
Or no, it was January of last year. Because I knew I wanted to do comedy, but I don't really talk. So I knew that was going to get me to, like, talk for long periods
Open
of
up,
time.
yeah.
Yeah. But then I stopped in May because, like, personal shit happened, so I stopped doing it. And I do want to bring it back and do like comics, have comics on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't gotten around to it, so.
Yeah, that's kind of how I started this as well. As I wanted to do this, I'm like, I really don't know how. And I was like, I like to talk, so I don't shut up. So I was like, why not do one of these? I started this. So this is the second one technically.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was just me and one other guy, and he quit. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself. And this one started, first episode was January 1st last year. So basically we're like a year.
Yeah.
And now hopefully, like you said, get some of the other comics on here. Now you are the second.
Mm-hmm.
But slowly get everyone on, and why not try and help promote everyone's stuff? Now everyone's doing shows. Shut
Your
up.
your phone. That's so unprofessional.
Try again.
Siri.
This show is very unprofessional. I mean, if you look at any clips we've done, it is the dumbest thing I think I do for sure.
Okay, so let me explain. So I'm Maria
Yeah.
Acosta, and I started doing comedy in July.
Okay.
So I'm 6 months into doing comedy, and I'm gonna start producing and stuff soon enough.
World's worst host. Sorry. Continue.
But yeah, you said you don't have a plan for, you kind of just
For this?
yeah,
Yeah,
just talk
this
about
is
whatever.
just wing it. So you are probably the second or third person on here that I really just didn't know. Like we know each other from doing stand up, but like not on like a very close friend basis or like high school, college, or whatever. So it's been pretty easy to just like, hey guys, come over. We're gonna drink and talk and tell stories, and that's it. And usually an hour goes by pretty quickly.
So how long have you been doing comedy?
The first time I ever did it was right before my 25th birthday, which was May this year. And then consistently, though, probably 3 months, 4-ish, like where I'm coming around at least once or twice a week. Yeah, 3. But first time I did it back in May last year at the High Note, actually.
Yeah, the first open mic I did was at Bremen. You were there.
Yeah.
So it always feels like when I'm starting out new material, that's where I go to start.
Bremen?
Yeah, because if I try doing it high note on a Friday, it feels wrong.
Yeah.
So I do wait for new material. I do wait until Monday. But I need to stop getting out of that habit.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, an open mic is an open mic.
It's practice no matter what, yeah. I guess I'm kind of the same way where I'm starting to get to that where, like, Fridays, I'm like, all right, do something I know will be, like, decent versus, I guess, high note, I get Tuesdays where, all right, try something new. Because I'm like, no one's going to fucking do that.
Tuesdays are horrible.
They're the worst. It's like...
Terrible.
You'll leave Friday and like a high note, something you do well, and you're like, I love doing this. And then you go Tuesday and you're like, I think I should quit.
Yeah,
I should never do this again. It is so demoralizing because there's 6 people. They're all comics. They've all heard what you said.
Yep.
I'm like, we're done. We don't want to hear you talk.
No, I do remember the first time, like, I really bombed.
Yeah.
Like, bombed was at high note, and I felt horrible for like an entire week, and then I was finally able to like get myself back up.
Yeah.
And then I mean, yeah, I don't even know why we have that mic, but there are like random times when there are actual audience members and it's a good time and it just feels
There's
good.
been one Tuesday, I want to say it was like a month ago, where it was actually like really busy, and then Friday sucked. I'm like, this is ass backwards.
Yeah. No, like for me, the second week from me doing comedy, I did an open mic. It was called Out in the Open, and this guy from Chicago. I can't remember his name right now, but he's a comic from Chicago. He came up here to Milwaukee to do the open mic.
Yeah.
And during my set, there were 2 park rangers that pulled up, and they were like, "You guys need to stop." We were like, "What?"
Oh, this
They're
was
like-
literally like out in the open.
Yeah. So it was a park, Humboldt Park,
Okay.
and they have a huge stage. And yeah, they walked in during my set, and I'm new, so I was like, I don't even know what to do. I have the video. I do have the video. And I remember like talking to the crowd. Well, it was the comics, and everybody was looking at the cops or the park rangers. They weren't even cops. And I was like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I guess that's interesting because I don't think you're used to it. No one is going to be used to having cops roll through a set and be like that. I mean, there's a huge difference between that and someone heckling you where you could talk back to them. But when everyone's attention turns to something else, you're like, why the fuck am I even up here?
Yeah, that's when I was like, all right, I'm a comic. This is what comedy is.
Yeah.
So I got heckled by 2 park rangers.
Just yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy. When was this? You said your second weekend, so it was middle of the summer,
July.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
They shut it down because of COVID.
No, so the guy, like I was saying, they shut it down because we were using the stage. They were like, you guys could be here, you just don't use the stage. We were like, that's weird. Yeah, it was really weird. So the rest of the people ended up finishing their sets, like, while we were just sitting on the grass. So
Like if you just
Yep.
step off, you're totally fine. There's some dumb rules for that stuff. Like
yeah.
if no one's using it, why can't we use it?
Uh-huh.
I have not done any outside. I feel like that'd be interesting.
It was. I mean, there's different like things that you could get heckled by. Obviously,
Yeah.
like motorcycles or like loud ass cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're not getting that at the high note. Although apparently maybe gunshots, like you just said.
No, there weren't actual gunshots. I don't want people to think high note.
No, high note doesn't have gunshots.
Just people who might shoot you. That's what it is.
It's a fun, healthy place. Very
Yeah.
safe.
No, it is fun for sure.
Do you think people have, like, I know there's a time that they say, like, karaoke starts, but obviously it's going to be different each week with how many comics are. But have you noticed that I think people have a sixth sense about when it's going to start? Because I swear, people, like, roll in right when we're at, like, last 2 comics.
Yeah.
No matter what time it is. We could have, like, 4 comics, and everyone would roll in when we have 2 left.
Yeah, I mean, the owner of the bar does have, like, Instagram and
Yeah.
social media, so he does post it, you know.
Like, hey, these schmucks are almost off. Start rolling in.
Yeah,
No, he's very nice.
super nice.
I haven't really got to know him a bit, but there was a brief moment, like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, where I just got a flood of like Facebook messages from, I don't know if I was just thrown out into like, you might be friends with this guy into everyone's Facebook, but it was like the bartender, the owner, I think you, Cody, Ryer. I was like, oh, this is fun. Maybe I'm doing well right now. Or don't come off as much of an asshole as I thought.
Yeah, no, I do remember when I guess I'm trying to figure out when I started seeing you more. I did talk to you because I noticed that you were there. And like you really didn't talk to anybody.
No.
And nobody talked to you. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to him. And I do remember that night you like stayed a little bit longer, and you know how we just hang out in the front or like.
Yeah,
in the
I
bar.
told when Simba was on here, I like socializing with everyone, and I would love to be like a part of all of it right away. But I know like my personality, if I walked in right away and I just assumed I'm friends with everyone, like no matter what situation you're in, no one's gonna like that person. Like if you're hanging out with your friends and this guy walked up and goes, "Hi guys, what are you talking about?" I'm like, get the fuck out of my face. So it's like trying to break into a friend group that you don't have like a friend on the inside for.
Yeah, plus everybody's really, really nice there.
Yeah.
I mean, when I started coming out, everybody was really nice, and I think that's the main reason I stayed, because I am really shy, and just having that of like people aren't assholes to me. I think that's why.
Yeah, as I get to know people have been very nice. I think the first couple people that actually did try and like talk to me, like let's go talk to the weird kid in the corner, were you, Cody, Ryer. Ryer's so nice. and Matt, I believe.
Matt Nielsen.
Matt Nielsen, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a goofball. I don't think I could see him like upset. I just can't
Oh, you
imagine.
didn't see him when he roasted me. That's why.
Really? Oh,
He roasted me for the first roast. I mean, I didn't know he was gonna do. I didn't know
I
he was
can't
gonna
imagine it
actually
coming
try.
out of him.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I was like, this is gonna be good for him, and it was really good for him because he had a great time, and he roasted the shit out of me for sure.
How did those roasts go? Was it a lot of fun?
Dude, they're so fun. I mean, you kind of have
I
to
was
talk
in
to
Nashville
Cody.
for the last one. Him and I talked because there was an open spot for a while, and he goes, "Do you want to do it?" I'm like, "I will be gone. Like, I come back."
Yeah, you
that
could
day.
just join the next one.
Yeah, I got it. Well, that's the other thing too is because like you guys go like write what you want to roast them about. I'm like, I gotta learn these other people. Like I looked at the list. I'm like, I think
Yeah.
half them. So I think
Mhm.
if I were to do it, he would probably put me with someone I didn't know and I've seen. But I'm like, the off chance I don't, like, I'm fucked.
Yeah, it's usually like you look like kind
Yeah.
of jokes.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I do want to do one of those. I think they'll be fun.
I think I'm gonna take a break for the next one.
Matt do too good of a job.
No, Matt. Matt did a beautiful job. But the second guy I went up against, I felt like I tried for that one, like writing wise.
Yeah.
I really did try, but I still lost. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break for the next one. I think it's time.
Who'd you have for the other one?
I had Brandon.
Brandon.
Yeah.
I can see Brandon being pretty decent at that.
His writing was like not the greatest, but like his performance was good, so I think that's why he won.
Yeah, he seems very comfortable on stage. I wonder who do I think would be the best at that? Would probably be like who was the best?
I mean, there's a couple good ones. The people that are paired together that are really good are people that know each other a little bit more. So I mean, that's what it is. Like people who are newer to this scene, they get placed together and they don't know much about each other. So it's kind of like
I can see where it's like you look, and basically like you said, it's just you look like this, you look like that. Not a lot of in-depth digs at one another. I was gonna bring something up, I completely forgot. Okay, let's get into your show because I have questions about it. One, where is it? When is it?
Mm-hmm.
And can people still buy tickets to see it?
So it's Zócalo.
Okay.
People have a hard time saying that. It's like a more Hispanic. It's like a Hispanic-owned restaurant. It's like a restaurant. Yeah, I would call it a restaurant. They have food trucks outside, and they have a indoor like igloo kind of thing since it's winter. Otherwise, it's just outside.
Okay.
And so Zócalo is at here. Let me pull it up, the address. But it's next week, the 14th. It's a night of dark comedy.
So it's this Friday. This upcoming Friday, yeah.
So it's the 14th, and it says Zócalo. Let me get the address real quick. It's 636 South 6th Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin 53204. So it's kind of like the South Side. It's getting a little gentrified, but I still think it's the South Side of Milwaukee. And then, so we have a great lineup. 8 p.m. the headliner AJ Grill. And then we also have Gary Sedgwickowski, Corey Strike, Elijah Holbrook, Cody Heck, and Kay Barati.
And it's like
And
a
I'll be
darker
hosting.
comedy show.
Yeah, so
It's
I
a
know
good group of people for
I
that.
know for them they have obviously years of experience.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a really good show because they know how to work the crowd. Some of them have done the improv and opened up for like big names.
Yeah.
So
how did this come about? Like, is this something you put together and then you got everyone, or were you thrown into it, or because I have no idea how these things work quite yet.
So when you're producing a show, it's first off you find the venue.
Yeah.
And then you book the comics, and then you promote and you hope people come.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at right now. I hope people come. Otherwise, you still have to pay the comics regardless of ticket sales.
Yeah.
So I'm a little nervous for that, but it's still a learning experience. This is my first show, so
Well, hopefully this helps.
I'm
a bit.
really excited
Yeah.
for the next one. I could give you a sneak peek, but don't tell anybody.
Okay. Yeah. No.
'Cause I
Hopefully this
just-
helps a lot. I will do whatever I can to help you guys sell some tickets. So
I just finished the poster. Oh, and I could give discount codes. So if people from here,
yeah.
what's the name of your podcast?
Fat Chance Podcast. So basically, when we're done here, we'll exchange all that stuff, and then basically all week, because this will come out Thursday.
Okay.
If you'd like, I can probably push it out Wednesday if you want extra days with it out. But I could also post on the show or on all the socials for this as well before the show comes out and help you promote it all week.
Yeah, I could do a discount code. I'll label it Chance.
Yeah.
So kind of like the name of the podcast, and they could get 20% off tickets.
That works
on
too,
Friday.
yeah.
So if people want to do it, you could react to it, but don't say anything. I just finished up the poster, so this is something that's never been done before for February, and I'm really excited.
Oh, I like this. This is the same?
At the same venue, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's letting me produce shows once a month. We'll see how long he lets me do it for. The owner lets me do it for.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I think I'm excited more for the February one than the January one, but
let's hope the January one goes well enough, and that
Yeah.
makes the one you're even more excited for even better then as well.
But it's a good poster. I made
I like
it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
That'll be once a month. I kind of like that you have once a month, so you have a whole you have time to prepare. You're not just like, I gotta do this every week. But
So for the first show, I didn't have as much time to prepare
Yeah.
because I had contacted the owner, and he didn't preferably would have been nice to have known that he was okay with it a month prior, but he was sick and stuff, so he didn't get back to me until I want to say 3 weeks maybe.
okay,
So it wasn't a full month, and then so promoting it, we didn't start promoting it on their website until the beginning, January 1st ish. So
well, you have it. So
yeah, but I know for the next show, I'm really excited. I mean, I did the poster already, and it's a month and a half away. So
when do you start promoting that one then? After this one?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. Obviously, the owner has to approve the poster. I can't just be promoting it and then have him not like the poster. But yeah, I'm gonna show him the poster. He's gonna have it, and then I'll have a date set for that venue, and then start promoting it. Start working on the next one.
That's good. Well, whenever from here on out, you have my support for that. So anytime you make a show, send it my way, and we'll put it on here. I'd like to do that for all the comics, whatever I can do to help promote something. I sell 2. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, for sure. Regardless of what show, I'll still keep that code in for whenever. And if it doesn't work or something, obviously, I could fix that.
We'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. But okay, let's do something. So I have this game we got my brother for Christmas. He doesn't use it.
How many siblings do you have?
2. So I have 2 little siblings. One is this is gonna be bad. One is 21. One is 23. But the little stoner of our family, I got him these ducking high questions, and I kind of found them entertaining. Do you want to try these?
Sure.
Okay. So they're very some of them are dumb, some of them are so. The one I've asked 3 people. Basically, what do you think came first, the color or the fruit? Orange. And so I've had 50-50 answers, and no one has yet to convince me one is the right one. Do you have an answer to that?
I'd say the concept of the fruit was made first, and then the word came after, because the words weren't invented until people were able to speak. So
that is the best articulated answer we got. Everyone else everyone has just been the color, and then I'm all right, this isn't gonna go well afterwards. So some of
That's
these,
my theory on it.
some of these are just like fun to like go over. So we'll do one. I need new everything for this. Okay, if you had to appear on one reality TV show, what would it be?
I don't really watch reality TV.
I don't either.
I don't know. I'd probably make my own.
Make your own?
Yeah.
Well, okay, what would it be then?
I wouldn't want it to be about my life because I'm very private. But like, if it was if I did something about like I guess comedy journey or something, more of
Okay.
a documentary, I guess, which wouldn't. I guess it could turn into a reality show. I'm not sure.
Not Keeping Up with the Acostas. No, so yeah, I don't know if I had to pick a reality TV show, I don't like watching it either. I would want to do like so I love cooking. If I could just be on a cooking show, I would do that. Or I want to
Like baking or actual
Fuck
cooking?
no, I'm terrible at baking.
Oh wow.
Well, I tried making a carrot cake once. I don't know why. I like carrot cake, but I mistook the big T and the little T. I just thought T meant tablespoon. So
Ooh.
it was the saltiest carrot cake it was like licking a block of salt. It was so
Yeah.
gross. But I would see how long I could last on like Survivor or something. I think it'd be a fun show to do for a while until they're like, we actually don't feed you. I'm like, this
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
All right. Another dumb one. Okay, if you woke up with, and this is kind of dated, Bill Gates' money. You woke up with Bezos money, Bezos bucks, Musk money. What's the first thing you buy? And let's not be sentimental. Like, let's be as vain as possible. What is the first thing you buy?
I'd probably buy a city or something. Yeah.
An entire city?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
I don't know, something about my name, like something Maria, something.
Okay, what's first rule change you have? Like everyone has to worship you on Saturdays or something?
No, I would say electric cars. Everybody uses electric cars.
Okay, I think that's a nice answer.
Yeah.
It's better than like, all right, you bow down to me Thursday through Saturday, and then you can
No.
go back to work.
That's an interesting question.
I don't know what I'd buy. I wouldn't buy an entire city. I think that'd be a lot of stress. Having to look over all these people.
I mean, you wouldn't be looking over the people. The people would be looking over each other, and they just collect the check.
You'd think people would
think
look
so?
over each other.
Yeah.
We're not really good at that now.
I mean, who owns? I mean, I guess there's nobody who owns the city except for the government. Right?
Yeah, and a lot of people don't think they're doing the greatest of jobs.
Oh no, they're not.
I would probably buy a house.
A house.
Big.
I already have a house, so.
I want one of those houses that has like a barn though, like around back, like a big barn. And
Like you want animals and shit.
I don't know if I want.
Expensive.
I don't know if I want. It's cheaper than a city.
But we were talking about Jeff Bezos'
Yeah,
money, so
Bezos
it's not.
bucks, so that's just like pocket
cheapest,
change. That's like
yeah.
what he makes Tuesday.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video comparison of like a guy uses grains of rice and he counts out?
Oh yeah. I
like,
think so.
you know what I'm talking about? He's like, this
Mhm.
is how much money Jeff Bezos has. This is someone who makes $100,000 a year. And it's like 1 grain of rice and like a 4-pound bag of rice.
Mhm.
It's absurd how much money he has. Yeah, I'd buy a house with a giant barn and I'd put like a studio of like podcasting stuff in it, or it'd be cool if it was on a lake too.
Yeah, like with the sunset.
Yeah, just like a painting.
Yeah.
That's it. No
That'd be
city
nice.
for me, but a city would be cool.
You're
I don't know
right.
what
I mean, I
would call
wouldn't
it.
live in the city unless if it was like in a fucking a skyscraper and I have like fucking.
You're in the
I
center.
could see everybody. Yeah. With the sunset and like yeah.
With the sunset.
Yeah. Near a
Maria's
lake
gonna buy
also.
the sunset if she has Bezos bucks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we can find one real quick.
This chair feels like it's gonna
Here's
break.
one. If you started a podcast, what would it be about?
All right, so my podcast that I want to continue, it's called
Oh yeah.
La Maria Podcast,
Okay.
and I want it to be when I do finally like commit to it. I want it to be like more talking to the comics and getting to know the comics personally,
Yeah.
because my idea of stand-up is that we go on stage, but we're characters. We're a character on stage. The things we say might be a reflection of our personal lives, but that's not who we are off
Okay.
stage. So that's
We're like
what it is.
an exaggerated version of us from up there. You kind of want to know like how we get to that character.
And I spoke to another comic, and he was saying when we go on stage, it's more like our thoughts
Yeah.
that we say. Like we might not necessarily be doing those things, but it's like our thoughts. We're expressing our thoughts, our thinking on stage.
Yeah, there is something to say, but like it's like a weird version of therapy for the most.
People do use it as therapy, but
I don't use it as therapy.
Yeah,
I think it's fun. I just think
I
it's
do
fun.
want to make people laugh.
Same.
And it is so fun. Like when I started, I was like, people are laughing at my jokes. This is hilarious. It's like, why are you laughing? But like, it's funny. You know?
build more confidence to like you actually doing well. Like when I first started, I was like, there's no way I actually ever like make someone laugh. And you hear like a chuckle once, you're like, wait, really? You're surprised.
I
almost.
do feel like you're getting better though.
Yeah. Well, I'm more comfortable. So so speaking of characters, I basically felt like when I went up there, I was trying too hard to be me, and I wasn't. And so now I'm basically just getting more comfortable and acting more, I think, like goofy or whatever on stage like I normally act in real life. It's just obviously a little more exaggerated because if I just sat out there and talked like this the whole time, I would get bored too. But yeah, no, I'm getting a lot more comfortable, and it just feels better being up there. So like I'm more comfortable. Like the beginning, I was like, none of my friends like do not show up. Whereas last Friday I had 4 of them there, which was cool.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I wasn't there. I was at Cody's.
You showed up very late, yeah.
Actually, yeah. So Cody, he does monthly shows at Puddler's Hall in Bayview, and my first show was at his show back in I want to say September, and then Friday he let me do 5-minute set because somebody dropped, and I went up there and I could feel the change from my first time that I did it to now. I feel how much I've grown.
Yeah.
And 5 minutes now felt like I don't want to say it's easy because it's still hard to go up on stage and like talk to strangers, but I do feel the change from the first time I did it. And
It's so for me the 5 minutes, that's why I tried telling my friends this weekend, because one of the guys that went up there at the very end, he's my buddy's little brother, and he's a jazz musician, like really good, and he goes, I want to try this. He goes, is it hard to do 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And I go, in the beginning, yes, because you don't know what 5 minutes feels like.
Yeah, it feels like forever.
My first time I went up, I had a thing. I put my phone down and I timed it. I never looked at it because you're nervous and you just ramble through. And I was like, I made it to 4, good enough. But now it's almost like a feeling thing for me where I know what I can do in 5 minutes. I know I can rush one, or like if I have like a minute left, I can like cut down something real quick and like squeeze it in. But yeah, the more comfortable and longer I've been up there, it's like it's a lot easier to just feel it out and know it instead of stressing about it.
Yeah, but there's a difference between speaking for 5 minutes, like right now in your podcast, we can talk for an hour. But there's a difference between doing that and
captivating someone in 5 minutes.
Being able to say jokes for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because people ramble. I've seen people go up there, they just talk the whole time, but they get 0 laughs, and they're like, oh yeah, I could do 5 minutes. It's like,
no. Yeah, you talked for 5 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I think everyone has done that before. It's something you gradually learn. But like I said, it gets easier. Like for me, I can just feel it now. Like I kind of like know, like, you know how do you naturally wake up at the same time every day? Your body's kind of in a rhythm, even though you have an alarm.
I'm trying to get there.
Okay. So like my body, no matter if I set an alarm for 7, I'll wake up at 6:45 every day. That's like
that's nice. I want to get to that point.
That's like me. Like I've done it the last 3 times at High Note. I looked over and I saw whoever's hosting do this for 4. I'm like, awesome, we're good. And then it's like, okay, we're good, and I know where I'm at. Like that's how basically I can compare it. It's like it's like an internal clock.
Yeah. When I went up there, like when I first started going up there, 5 minutes felt like forever, and time moved differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned, and I would like rush. So I learned to relax, just enjoy, being up there, because you're working out stuff.
Yeah, it's practice.
It's
like,
nice. It's
treating
nice.
it like it's a show. I mean, I guess it's a good mentality. Like you care.
Yeah.
But you also have to treat like I'm here to practice. This
Yeah,
isn't
like
the end
there's
of the world.
times when you're gonna bomb.
Yeah, that bombing's not gonna end. Like it's gonna happen.
It feels awful. Like I'm telling you, when I first started bombing, and people were like, "You didn't even bomb." I'm like, "No,
it wasn't good.
Shitty.
Yeah, it's the worst thing. What was it? Fuck. I keep having these thoughts, and I'm
sorry. I keep cutting you off.
No, you're good. I have my mind. I have like, it goes like 4 different directions, and so I have like if I ever try and like not mouth, but like in my head on the way to wherever open mic in my head, I'm like, all right, work it out in your head real quick. I get like 30 seconds in, and then my mind's like, what do I want for dinner? And it's just it's all over the place. So I forget what I'm talking about all the time. By the way, if you have any questions, go for it because I'm drawing a blank right now. What did I ask you? What was the last question? Oh, the podcast one. I think you should start it up though. I really do. Do you want a video recorded or do you just want to do audio?
So when I first started, I started doing audio, but I do want to get into the video portion of it. I'm trying to figure out. So I do want to start like my own like comedy production company. So
yeah,
it's La Maria Comedy, kind of like La Maria Podcast, but I want the podcast to be under the La Maria Comedy. So it's like it's me, the podcast, and show productions.
Yeah.
So I got to figure that out.
Kind of forming an LLC.
Yeah. I talked to Evan, the owner of the High Note. He gave me like a to-do list basically of what to do.
That's good. Yeah, I thought about doing the LLC thing for a while. I still might, but I'm kind of in the same boat with you producing. I want to produce more, so I have like this, and then obviously I will be like it's me, and then this is everything underneath.
What do you do for a living?
Basically a bunch of marketing stuff. It's boring, but so
I mean, if you tell me what it is, I could hire you and shit.
Well, we can talk after this and like at least help each other out with all of this. But do you want a video? Do you have a camera or anything like that? Multi-camera or just
through my phone.
Through your phone, yeah.
But because I've been told cameras are very expensive. So
they are. I can tell you how much everything is after this. But it's one of those things where in my head I'm like, all right, bite the bullet, and you'll have them for a while.
It's an investment.
It's definitely an investment, and if anything you do, like you like slowly accumulate stuff. So like when I did the first podcast with the other guy, it was just audio. I had like the table flipped the other way and the microphones, and we just sat in here and talked. And then I got 2 cameras, and it was just back and forth between us. I'm like, it would look better if there's like a wide shot as well. So I saved up a little more, got a 3rd camera. It's just I had to learn quickly that things don't come quickly when it comes to this stuff. So it's better to just have something out than to have what you think is perfect out right away.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm still figuring out some things. Mostly like figuring out my schedule. Because obviously I work and then open mics after. And then weekends I have to figure out like how to go about using my weekends to produce or to.
My weekends are, I agree, like sometimes I do these on Sundays. A lot of times I'll like start editing the ones I did on Friday. But also I have to find a balance between like a go week and like one day, like yesterday, I'm like, just don't do anything. Go do, like I went snowboarding yesterday and then we went out and got drinks and then.
I want to go snowboarding.
Do
you know how to Skateboard and shit.
No.
No. So
It would be embarrassing trying to watch me skateboard. Do you skateboard?
no. But it's like a balance thing, isn't it? Like pretty similar. I'm really bad at balance.
I think I guess there's gotta be some similarity to skateboarding and snowboarding. The difference is my feet are strapped into the board, so I can't fall off of it. However, my feet are strapped into the board, so my knees could go like this, and
your entire body is
just gone. And I didn't do so. I started snowboarding when I was in high school, and then I just stopped throughout college, and I didn't do it. And my buddy got me to pick it back up last year. I'm like, I'm legitimately nervous. I'm gonna break everything, and now it's like an itch again. But yeah, we did that, and then we went to the Jazz Estate. His little brother, the performer, performed there. There's when we were like, because we were going to hang out with people like that have different interests. You go to different bars and stuff like that. And this week I was like, there'd be a few places that would be good for open mics or shows that, like a decent stage, is kind of like intimate. You could have probably 30, 40 people somewhere. Be fun. Like, you know what Angelo's is?
No.
The piano bar.
I think I've heard of it. But
Yeah,
no.
it's
Is it in Waukesha?
No, it's in Milwaukee.
Oh, it's in Milwaukee.
It's relatively close to the high note. I honestly, I am directionally challenged. I am so fucking bad with it. Like, it took me a while to like be able to leave here and know how to get to the high note without directions, and now it's in the back of my head. But
yeah, I'm learning too because I just moved, so I'm learning like how to get to all the open mics.
yeah, I would like to move. I'm thinking about moving in with my buddy and being closer to all of it, because right now everything from here is...
Yeah, you live pretty far. It was like, I want to say almost 20 minutes for me to get here.
Yeah, it's 20 to 25 minutes every time I want to go do something. I'm like, I'm just burning through gas. But, okay, you have one?
So it's just a mind fuck.
Okay.
The brain is really the only thing that named itself.
Yeah. I remember seeing this one.
Oh.
It is, well...
It's like, I get it.
I get it, yeah.
Because like a toe can't name itself.
No.
Because it has no conscious.
The whole brain thing, like, I get why, like, if we were all high and doing this, we could probably do an hour on this fucking topic alone. But the brain is, like, telling me what to say right now. Like, I'm not telling myself what to say. My brain is telling me what to say. So you're almost like, I'm not in control. But you think you are in control. See? It's a mind fuck.
Yeah, no.
Quite literally. It's I want to find another one of these mind fuck ones. Like, oh, there was one, like, where do you think Waldo is right now?
In a book.
In a book? Okay. You have very quick, easy answers that just make sense. I've had friends on here that, like, I've asked them questions and they give me these most outrageous responses. And then you and one other person are like, it's the fruit. Next. I'm like, okay, we're going to move on. I asked my friend if he was into, I had this like long questionnaire about how to find, like, we'll find your ideal person. Mm-hmm. And I was like, would you rather them be type A or type B? Like personality type. And he goes, you mean their blood type?
Oh my God.
Oh, good Lord. Some people are just a little more intelligent than others.
Yeah.
That's a dumb one. Give this card. Oh, Jesus. See, like, these games, like, they're all, like,
it's not very, yeah.
But when you have this many cards, there's going to be some, like, losers in here. If you were born deaf, what language do you think in?
You can't think of a language because you've never heard it.
See what I mean by the quick, like, what makes sense?
It makes sense. Oh, God.
If you are born deaf, what language do you think in? But, like, how do you think then?
What do you mean?
Well, like, actually, do you know people think, like, some people have internal dialogue and some people don't? Like, when you think, do you hear your voice? Mm-hmm. Or do you hear, like, noises?
I could talk in my head.
Yeah, so I can talk in my head too. I found this out that there are people who can't talk in their head. So when I'm thinking, I'm hearing myself talk to me, some people just hear like noises, which I don't think I could do. Like half my conversations I have in my life are with myself in my head.
When we speak, it is a sound. It's a noise. So is it that their brains can construct sentences?
Maybe. But like that's the other thing too is like I'm trying to cuz I don't have that. I'm trying to comprehend not being able to like and hear myself talk without talking. Like what do you think those noises are? It's just like beep, beep, boop, boop, boop.
I mean, I'm sure they could explain.
Could they though that we would understand?
I mean, we could hear noise, right? So wouldn't they just be able to explain it?
Also, what are they hearing? Like if we have an internal dialogue, we hear that, but no noise is actually coming out.
You're right. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could do like pitches in my head.
Like I can go high and low, like hee hoo, and I hear that in my head, but no, I don't like right now.
Do you think we're just picturing it because we know what it sounds like?
That could be it.
So it's not more actual words, it's just us imagining it's there?
I don't know, and this is really gonna mess with my head.
Yeah.
That's actually a good fucking question in there. That's the best one we've had so far. Yeah, what is that? Because is it just like muscle memory basically?
I think so.
Because we've heard it before?
Yeah. We could
Our brains are
comprehend
just
it.
superior to
It's
the
kind of
people.
like taste. Like if you've never tasted something, you don't know what it tastes like. But if you've tasted it before, you could look at it and be like,
Like
yeah,
you can taste a
blueberries.
piece of pizza right now. You can imagine what a piece of pizza
Yeah.
tastes like right now.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. That's probably a good. Well, I
So
think
just, like,
we
more
settle
memory.
with that. Usually
Yeah.
we don't work things out here. Like we have assumptions. Like we could look it up and like fuck it. No.
Yeah.
It's fun actually when we have like I'll have multiple people on at once. I've had 4 total ones and like 2 people in the back, and you actually have like people looking shit up while 3 guys are telling a story that makes no sense. It's fun.
So you said you went to Tennessee. What did you do over there? Did you talk about it yet
Tennessee.
on
So
the podcast? Yeah.
yeah, on the episode that I can talk about more.
No, I don't think they want to hear it. If they heard it already, I think
That's
they're good.
No, basically we just went for New Year's. I had a buddy down there, or 2 buddies that lived down there, and last minute decision went down. It was a lot of fun. That was my set on Friday. That actually went pretty well. I'll do it again probably this week, but 2 instances that happened that week that I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Where'd you get this table?
This table?
I need furniture for my house.
This table, I'm pretty sure is one of those like Room Essentials Target tables. I've had this since I was a sophomore in college, and the only reason I still use it is because it's like a weird sentimental thing for me. So the amount of
It reminds you of
like so when I got it, the amount of drugs, alcohol, and like stories and shit that have gone through this table is absurd.
That makes sense. I see now why it's here for the podcast.
Yeah, and I think I'm like, why not continue it? And so like now I just like we had stickers too. Like just put a sticker on. And
can I put a sticker on it?
go for it. Yeah.
Right.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You just have a sticker in your pocket, or is this from the McDonald's thing?
No. Here.
Oh, what is this?
It's a sticker. Do you want to go up there and show it?
Go for it. Yeah. Oh, here. Actually, you know what? I don't want to unfocus the camera.
All right.
I will take a picture of it. Yeah, otherwise you're gonna look very blurry from here out. But yeah, stick it wherever you want. Go for it. I can move the computer, and you want it in the middle. You can put it on the end. There you go. I should start telling people to bring stickers. Yeah, I want to litter this thing with stickers.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I forget. Like sometimes I find one. Like you order a package and the company sends you a sticker of whatever. I was like, let's put it on there, and you can tell it's a very frat boy table though. There is vineyard vines.
You do look like a frat boy.
I know. Well, I am.
You were?
Yeah.
I joined a sorority. I'm sure you've heard my sorority joke.
But yeah, I was in one for a semester. So like I joined as a sophomore, which is not normal. Most people do it as freshmen, and then we got kicked off a year later.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, I think there was
You
like
could talk about that on stage.
there's like an initiative, I think, by the school
Mm-hmm.
to like, we want to get rid of Greek life, and then we were the example. We threw like one party when we weren't supposed to, whereas I don't know. Then people started dropping like flies. So we had a fraternity almost kill someone through the TV.
Jesus.
So it circled like the news here, but
Holy shit.
guys
Where'd you
tend
go
to
to
like
school?
Madison.
Mm.
Yeah, Madison. So
Yeah.
guys tend to like to throw things off high places. So they had this old box TV. They went to the roof of their house and 4th of July party. And to no one's like defense, but if you see 200 people
Mm-hmm.
in a circle looking up, don't walk through the circle.
Yeah.
And this lady just walked through, rumored to go get like a jewel,
Mm-hmm.
and this TV comes right down and misses her by about 6 inches. It was so close that like glass shot into her foot. Yeah. So
Did anyone get sued?
no,
Mm.
that I know of, but they
Mhm.
definitely got kicked off. So
Yeah.
where'd you go to school?
Carol.
Carol.
Yep, it's in Waukesha.
Yeah. What sorority?
Actually, I had transferred to UWM as
Okay.
part of my program, and then I joined there. I'm not gonna say the sorority because I have a joke about the sorority, and I don't want
That's
people
fair.
to think wrong of it. Yeah, nice.
What's your
nice
take? I mean,
ladies.
obviously you joined one, so your take can't be like that anti-Greek life.
I actually only did it for one semester.
Really? So do you like it? Did you like it?
It was during COVID, so
That's
I
tough.
yeah. So fall 2020, I you know, did the thing, and then I crossed, and then I was active for spring of 2021. So this is pretty recent.
Yeah, very recent. I try and tell people because
I still hang out with my big.
yeah. So
I do think she's gonna be.
my big was I hate the terminology for all of
Mhm.
it though. I just feel like a fucking idiot. Um, my big is like one of my better friends to this day. But because I didn't do it freshman year, like I don't want to buy my friends.
Mhm.
These guys are assholes.
It's very expensive too.
It's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's way more expensive to be in a sorority than it is a fraternity. Like Alpha Phi at UW Madison. I'm pretty sure if you are in it for 4 years, like all 4 years, graduate in 4 years, it's the equivalent of paying for a 5th year of schooling at UW Madison, which is a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
But so I didn't do it freshman year because I didn't want to buy my friends and I didn't want to be that person. And then I quickly realized like you can make something like that whatever you want it to be. And to this day, my best friends are from that. And I think it helped that we got kicked off because we weren't doing the whole fratty thing. We just
you
were
were
like
still hanging out,
It was
yeah.
just like a close group of like 20 guys, which is I think when you go to college, you like that's what you hope to happen, right? You're like I want to make a bunch of friends. Well, people want to get an education, yes.
Yeah.
I was more so I would like to have fun. But for the most part, like I want to be able to like call up more than one person, like let's go do this, let's go do that. And I had that. I was like, it wasn't
That's because you're very social. For me, I'm not as
Fair.
social. So for me, it was a small sorority, like that were active. There weren't
Yeah.
a lot of girls active, so it was nice in the sense that we could communicate much easier. But I didn't stay connected with any of them after I left. So except my big, obviously, but I do feel like she's gonna be in my life for a while.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's tough to stay connected to there's a lot of people in mind that I don't talk to a bunch really anymore. But that's just from sheer distance, and I didn't live with them outside of when we lived in the house where I lived in the house for a semester, so you don't get as close with some as you do others. But yeah, when you don't see them for a while, it's like, all right, it's really hard to keep in contact with everyone.
Yeah. Especially when you get older, everybody has different schedules.
Yeah, everyone has different schedules, and I think people also need to you can't get offended by someone not reaching out to you every day. Like they have their own lives too. Like you don't reach out to everyone, why would they reach out to everyone? So being able to, like, when you do run into them, have a conversation with them is good, and not be offended, like, where have you been? Is because there are
Why didn't you
people like
text me
that.
back? It's
Yeah,
like,
there are people like, you haven't talked to me in like 3 months. I'm like, neither of you, buddy.
busy.
Yeah, I'm busy. This is a two-way street.
It sounds mean, like I'm busy, but sometimes it's true.
Sometimes
It's like
you
I'm
are,
very
yeah.
busy.
And sometimes, you know what? Sometimes they are right. Like, hey, why don't you reach out every once in a while? Like, you know what? I probably should try a little harder for some things. But I think that's just part of the growing process of just any relationship you have with any human being. No one gets it right the first time. If we did, it'd be fucking boring to be here. It'd be so boring to be here. Mistakes are fun. Well, to a point.
I've made a couple mistakes.
Oh,
recently.
Recently?
Recently.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but it's learning experience of like making a mistake and hearing the neighbors throw garbage out.
Oh, the stuff that has come by, I thought there have been noises here where, like, we're getting abducted by aliens. Someone's car is definitely broken. There's the neighbor's dog, Penny. If it's summertime and I have the garage open and she goes for a walk right into here. I mean, she has taken out cords before. I'm like, oh. Fuck, here we go. I thought we were going to lose, thankfully she only unplugged my computer once and not these, because if that gets unplugged, we just lose that camera and all the footage.
While you're doing the
while
podcast?
I'm doing, yeah.
Oh, that's
so,
insane.
I've had a friend who's like, oh, come here. I'm like, no, stay away. I'll come to you. And I don't really want to, like, we're 51 minutes in. I do not want to lose everything now. But so we're 51 minutes in, actually. Shit.
What's the time?
You were 51 minutes in.
All right.
It goes kind of quick. Were you ever, you've done this stuff before, so were you nervous when you?
I've never done a podcast before. This is my first
Oh, really?
podcast, yeah.
Okay. Oh, being on as a guest?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have friends that were nervous for, obviously, when they come on. And so I used to just, like, start it and not tell them. And they'd be like, are we going to start? I'm like, we're 20 minutes in, buddy.
Yeah.
Which is good, because then they're like, it teaches them, like, this is just all I want is you and I hanging out,
have
talking.
a conversation.
Yeah. But so usually I have one question planned for every episode. And it's the only time I try and be serious on here-ish. This isn't bad. You can easily answer this
You're
question.
freaking me out now.
You
Now
can
I'm
easily
nervous.
answer this question. I like kind of like, this is the
Now
most
I'm
serious
nervous.
question you're going to get all day. So because I genuinely enjoy understanding how people work, like what motivates you, why are you doing stand-up, stuff like that, like kind of how you want to do it with the comics, like who are you outside of your stand-up character. So the question is, what do you live by? So is there a quote? Is there something that ever, like, came across your life, podcast, stand-up bit, where you're like, that's kind of how I view life, why I get up, why I'm doing what I'm doing, what motivates you?
So I do say, I've said it, like when I write my name down, I do say I'm the baddest bitch.
Yeah.
Because that's how I want to live my life. You know, be the best person I could be, but not like in a snobby way, like a
confident way.
Yeah, like I am the baddest bitch. So every day when I wake up, it's like, okay, you have to prove it. You can't just say you're the baddest bitch and then not have, evidence to back it up.
You got to walk the walk if you're going to talk the talk.
So yeah, so that's, I guess, where I am in life right now. It's like, I'm the baddest bitch, okay, but prove it. So I'm working on
proving to yourself.
Yeah.
You are who you want to be.
And to others, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to claim something, prove it.
That was, last New Year's, I was having a conversation with my friends, and they were like, guys rarely get, like, super, like, deep with each other. And I guess when you're hammered at 3 o'clock in the morning and you had to break into, like, wine because that's all you got left, you get deep. And we brought up, like, something you want to do in, like, 2021, and mine was similar to that. Like, I want to prove to myself I'm as confident as I say I am. And that's where, like, stand-up came in. I was like, you're gonna do this, the podcast. I'm about to go and do it by myself, so do it. Don't hold yourself to it. Make a schedule. Even if this isn't a job,
Don't wait for
treat it like it
people.
is, and don't wait for like you don't rely on anyone else. Just fucking do it.
That's something I have always worked on, and I'm still working on doing things on my own and not depending on other people. But like I said, I am pretty shy, so it's scary for me to do things on my own. But I think it's gonna help me more if I learn how to do it by myself instead of depending on somebody
It's
else.
quick growth. Like this was huge for me. I did not know. I said it yesterday when I recorded with one of my buddies. If you asked me to this time last year set up three cameras and make sure it'll all sync with audio that's not connected to the cameras and talk for an hour to a person you barely know, I'd be like, you're fucking nuts. I set this up in 5 minutes and I could probably talk for another hour. Like
Yeah.
it's huge growth. Like I didn't know how to edit things, and now I do.
You're
I can do it.
learning
I can do it in a
teaching
day,
yourself,
and
yeah.
it's cool, and it's rewarding too.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't get me wrong, I live for the day I can pay someone to fucking do this, because then I have more time to do other things that people are gonna see and appreciate. Because no one really cares that I'll spend 6 hours doing all this afterwards. But yeah, I agree. Trying to prove to yourself that you're the baddest bitch,
the
and
baddest
mine was
bitch.
confidence. The one I came up with, I have two.
It sounds so snobby though to be like I'm the baddest bitch, but it helps me grow. Cause like I said, I'm shy. So
Yeah, but you're not true. You're not
yeah.
saying it to someone else like I'm the baddest bitch. You suck, kind of
Yeah.
thing. You're like, no, you're reassuring yourself, which is there's nothing wrong with that. The one I came up with, well, I have two. One I've said so many times, and I won't bring that one up. But the one I really like is I would much rather live a life than survive it. So the idea of like doing like routine, like there's good routine stuff like that, like working out and eating right and all that stuff, but I find it very boring doing the same thing every day. Like I get bored real quickly, and so I'd much rather do something like if all this works out, I will be able to do basically whatever I want when I want and actually live, rather than I got to get to Friday so I can maybe have fun Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
That scares the shit out of me.
It's similar to me. For me, like I guess my ultimate goal in life is to be free.
Yeah.
Like to not have to depend on somebody, to not have to depend on anyone for money, for things. It's like I could just travel to whatever I want, wake up on a Sunday and be like, okay, I'm gonna go do a podcast, and not have to ask for permission or anything like that. It's like I just want to be free.
Yeah, it feels good. I'm like slowly realizing that you can just do it. Like us doing Sunday podcast, ask no one's permission, obviously. Like I had that realization. There was one night at the High Note, I got off, I did okay, and I like had just talked to finally started talking to one of you guys, and I'm looking around, I'm like, I'm here by myself. None of my friends are here. No family's here. And I was so happy about it. I was like, I'm living a life that I'm choosing, not that I feel like I have to be doing. And it was such a good feeling. It was like surreal as hell. I was like, I could actually just do this. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm like, okay. And then I went home. But
Yeah.
but
no,
yeah,
it's nice. It's comedy is very interesting. Obviously, people just see fucking Netflix specials, but they don't see what happens before comedy or after comedy. Comedy is insane, and it's very interesting, and it's not for the weak for sure.
it is definitely not for everyone. No, it's but I like it. I kind of like the process, because one day I hope we can look back and be like, do you remember the Friday High Notes? And we're like, those were some of the most fun nights.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So, do you have? Okay, we're basically at an hour. We'll cut it off.
Very
so people,
cold.
Yeah,
goddamn.
you're getting cold.
I'm getting to a point where it's like I can't feel my toes.
As
you can borrow my gloves.
I'm good. As we end this one more time, name, show, where it's at. We'll put everything out this week.
What's the name of your podcast again? I'm sorry.
Fat Chance Podcast.
Okay, so I will make a code, Chance. You put it in if you want to buy tickets. You get 20% off all the tickets out, like whatever amount of tickets you buy. 20% of the order for a night of dark comedy. at Zocalo, 636 South 6th Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53204. January 14th, 8 p.m. I do want to grow, I guess, the following for La Maria comedy production. So I will do more like discount codes, either my Instagram or the Facebook page for La Maria comedy. But my Instagram is Maria26Mars. And I'm also working on a website, so it's a lot happening.
Hey, well, whatever I can do to help, let me know. Thank you again for coming on, and go check out the show because it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be so fun, especially the one for next month. I'm so excited for the next.
People
month.
are gonna like the one next month.
And then the following month, I have other stuff I'm working on, so it's gonna. I want to have fun with this comedy thing. Obviously, you saw it got a little dark for me the last couple weeks. Yeah. But I'm trying to keep my mind in a good headspace.
Like I said, anything I can do to help, let me know. And thank you again.
Thank you.
Let's get you warm. All right.